Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be playing the good old-fashioned Windwalker, and yeah, I haven't uploaded in a minute. I know I've been trying to like enjoy the game and figure out what I want to be doing, but honestly, it just has not been what I was expecting. And the new buffs that are coming out, they're they're kind of they're buffing SPs, like not really big SP buffs, but they're buffing like paladins and warlocks are getting buffed, and honestly, I think this is the caster cleave just getting to me, and I'm just not enjoying playing rogue. And usually when rogue's bad, like when all three specs of rogue are just like you just garbage, it's like I don't really enjoy playing. Like I don't want to be forced to play another class. I want to like be able to play my main, and then when I get bored of my main, I can log off. Like I don't want to forcefully be not being able to play. But we're on the Windwalker, as you can see. We're pumping, doing 100k a second. Windwalker does a lot of damage. It does a very good amount of damage, as you can see. Now I'm only pulling at like 1700 MMR, obviously, but I am very geared on this guy. And yeah, I actually did enjoy it, honestly. This is a 6L lobby, and it was pretty good, honestly. This is at this rating when you're getting all these random comps, and it's actually obviously there's a Dema luck. There's always going to be a Dema luck, an SP, or something like that. There's always going to be a demo or an SP. I mean, it's the best classes in the game. You do legit nothing and you just destroy everybody. Like you really cannot like be under 2100 if you actually play it. Like obviously, if you just join it, like this lock has 600k, he's probably not even in blue gear, and I still think he went like 4-2. So, or he did something. I don't know what he did, but you know, um, I think my main thing was just I was just going in to do to him, and a lot of times I forget because I forget to use my swiftness thing on my guy, especially when you're facing a boomy, because you can get your guy out of the root beams, and that's what you're supposed to do. But sometimes I just get annoyed that I'm sitting in CZ. Like as you can see, they are spam CCing me, and it is the most annoying thing in life. But I had a good time honestly, and I just wanted to upload this because if anytime I'm having a good time, it's really just I like uploading it. If I'm just capping and I'm getting irritated, I don't really upload those types of videos. I try to like avoid it. So if you're wondering why my videos are just like I'm uploading once every week, that's pretty much why. It's like sometime like maybe once out of like every 2 weeks, I'll actually have a game where it'll be fun and it'll be like, you know, I'll try and I do stuff correctly and I win, which is how it should be. If you're playing better than other people and you're trying a lot harder than everyone else is, you kind of deserve to win. Now my rogue has not been the case. It's been I don't even play on my rogue. I can't even like don't even bother to log on it. I can't I got my 2100. I went all the way up to 2260 and then I would drop back down to like 2180. Like I just cannot. It's Demo Log, Shadow Priest, and like I think it's like Warrior. That's like the only thing playing in it, and it's just I can't kill anything. Like it's not. I don't have enough. I can like 180 somebody with my burst in like a full cheap shot go. Which on my Windwalker, as you can see, they have to preemptively click stuff, or I will absolutely destroy their cheeks. Anybody. I love like as you can see, look at my damage already. It's just I'm already doing almost half a mil, and it's been a few seconds. We actually almost kill him right here just by doing like pure out damage. I rob him away from his healer, so he can't line. I probably should have let him get the eyeball because he could have been running right into it. He would have took even more damage, but he ends up giving him precog. He ends up getting a full cyclone on me. And as you can see, it's a good time. Now my Boomy, I'm like 2 KCR, and I only have like 30 games played. Like I have legit only lost like 5 games on my Boomy. I think I'm gonna be uploading some of that. But my Boomy, I've been doing insanely good. Usually when I play a meta class and that's something that's actually really good, I usually just don't lose unless like my teammates die or I accidentally misplay one thing, like out of one. Usually if I play a meta class or something, I have a good time. But like the moment you try to play something that you enjoy playing, you have a rough time. That's just how it goes. And for me, obviously I'm a rogue player. I think everyone has their one class that they enjoy, and when it's not good, it's kind of depressing. Like, yeah, sure, you could re-roll, but a lot of people just don't want to do that. Like, for example, Waz, or Waz, whatever you call him, he likes rogue. He likes playing rogue. But do you ever see him on a rogue whenever you go to a stream? No, he never plays rogue. I haven't seen him log on his rogue in like in a month. Like he doesn't play rogue. He might log on it for like 10 minutes to get some gold or something, but otherwise he's just on a boomy or a caster. There's no point in playing rogue. That's a lot of for a lot. That's just like that's for everything though. It's like for Windwalker's example. Nobody's playing Windwalker. The reason is you have the damage as a Windwalker, The problem is you just don't have the utility to help your team, and on top of that, your defensive CDs are probably the worst of that all of time. You don't have an evasion like a DH. You're you don't have a darkness like a DH. You have a karma, but it's like 20k karma. They when people were doing 100k a second, and your karma's like 70k, you can see that one ability is gonna cancel out your karma pretty fast. So karma will never save you. Wall will not save you alone. Unless you preemptively click it at 100%. That's why you see me clicking stuff before they even hit me. So I click stuff high. You don't wait until you get low to click anything. You just can't be doing that. You're a Windwalker. Same thing with the DH. You have to preemptively click stuff or you will die. So here, I end up getting the stun here. I end up just trinketing because I'm not going to wait for a DCP. There's a big rotation. It's pretty funny how you have to like set all this stuff, but I actually enjoyed it a lot. I have a really good time playing Windwalker. And I know a lot of people think Windwalkers are really bad right now, but honestly, I actually enjoy it. Now, I think he has Tyrant out, but as you can see, I just cannot see anything on my screen. I do not know what's going on. We end up actually almost killing him right here. So he grips me right when I was about to touch him. I hate that he did this. He does this every time. Right when I'm about to kill, he does it. I don't know if he does it on purpose or if he knows I'm going to be touching. Because he does that right as I'm about to touch like twice this whole, solo shovel. But otherwise, obviously this Warlock's under geared. Had he had geared, well, I would have went the red. So like, the difference is a geared Warlock will never die. Like you have to 90% dampen them out to kill them. Like a lock, like this guy's 600k, not even blue gear, and he's almost physically impossible to kill. Like it is extremely difficult to kill him. He has so much utility, so much defensive CDs. He has just everything. Everything you need is what a demo lock has, or a lock in general. So, you know, they take a lot of dam when they're under gear and they don't use a single CD. However, that's not the case. Or if dampening's high. So here he ends up hellstoning. So he went from 20% to 100% and legit a global because of hellstone. And yeah, these games were pretty good. I mean, as you can see, they were not bad at all. It was definitely difficult. It was kind of annoying getting CC'd every 2 seconds because of the lock and basically solo peel us. But at the same time, we end up actually almost killing him right here. But I think we end up yep, we do kill him. The Boomy actually pumps him with the Star Surges. And whenever you're facing a Boomy, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot go the Windwalker. Even if you think the Windwalker is gonna die quick, don't do it unless you're playing a super bursty comp. For example, if you're playing a rogue and you get like an evoker DPS or you get like a Windwalker DPS on your team, then you can like kill something glass cannon or like an MM hunter. But if you're just playing like a regular comp, just go the caster. The casters are too strong because right now obviously we all know casters are like 10 times better than any melee. There's not one single melee that has a chance versus the caster. Like if you have a melee on your team compared to two casters, you're at a disadvantage. Just like for example, again, I keep saying that because I'm trying to make sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So like in the AWC when MVQ's team faced, I don't know who, I think Rudar's team, they got 3-0'd and it was the most. I think these guys were probably laughing because it was so easy. They're playing like Ellie Boomy Restaured or something like that, maybe Lock Ellie, and it was DH Boomy Healer, and they got absolutely smoked. It was not even a competition. Because when you're playing a melee, you're playing at a disadvantage right now. Like, you definitely don't want to be playing melee. Like, if you want to push, play a caster. It's a lot easier, and it's a lot more, like, laid back. Now, it does suck they didn't buff mage at all, so they didn't buff any specs of mage, and they didn't buff any specs of rogue. So rogue's still going to be, dookie, and I will continue not to play it. I'm not going to upload something that I don't enjoy playing. Now, obviously, I might occasionally do twos, but otherwise, I'm not going to be playing that. And that's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to keep uploading because I like uploading content. I don't want to get because I know I'm losing some subs here. I know people are kind of you know they like watching my content, but I've kind of been letting them down because obviously I haven't been enjoying the game. I've been working and stuff. I've just been doing DoorDash and Uber, and I've just went out and just made money. I've actually had more fun just driving around and doing that than I have playing Row. That's how you know it's a problem. So like I don't actually have a problem doing that. But I also want to, upload on my YouTube. I like making content. I'm a good entertainer, and I know people like watching me play stuff. So, I'm gonna try to make content and just queue some solo shuffle, get a post out, and just like for example for this, I end up getting a touch here. Most of the kills happen in a touch, because usually you can get people to like 20%, but then you go at that point to where you don't have that 20% extra damage, and that's exactly what Touch of Death is for. You know, for that 15% extra where you just get that tiny bit, and then if sometimes it rarely even pops up when it needs to, but when it actually does, and you're spamming it over and over, and your teammate just does enough damage, it'll pop up, and you'll hit him right in the throat, and he'll be GG'd. But yeah, we end up going Boomy here, and obviously we end up winning this game. I have the demo lock on my team, which is like pretty much, you know, that's just how it is. And yeah, so we're just gonna go in there, port, and you also want to be putting your port down. You want to pre-put your port down wherever pillar you're at. So a lot of people will put their pillar down and or their their port down, and as you can see, I redo my port. So I actually rarely even click port because I'm never in enough trouble to where I need to. Now usually, so as you can see, that's where I use my swiftness on his root beam. That's what you're supposed to do right there. It's like the perfect example. You want to when he root beams, that's exactly what you want to use your save for. Now for me, I get super irritated quick, and I'm super unpatient. I'm not impatient at all, especially in a solo shuffle at like 17 to 1800 CR. So you want to save that swiftness for your teammate, but as you can see, he ends up trinketing my in cap. I'm pretty sure. So I in cap, and no, he ends up trinketing the DR to fear. That is tough. Yeah, and I think that's what threw them the game right there, because I think he ends up getting a full. Actually, let's see here. I think he just dies right here, honestly. Yeah, he just dies in an incap. Yeah, that's tough. He trinketed a DR fear, which is probably lost in the game there. Or I think he got stunned actually. Yeah, he got X toss. But yeah, example. We're gonna go. I say example a lot. For some reason, I have like a word to where I say it a lot every time I do a video. You guys catch on to it in my comments too. You'll be saying it, in your comments. I just say I get a word and to describe what's happening. An example just has to be the one that I've been saying. Because a lot of people will be in my comments and be like, I'm doing certain things wrong, or there's some examples, there's some situations that where it's different. So like as you can see, I just ended up using my sprint, but I'm not facing a boomy, so I just used it. He ends up trying to pre-form my stun like a god. He actually almost gets it because I was about to stun right there. So I trinket the coil and then I just start pumping. I was so irritated at this point. I'm in Discord with my buddy, and during I think it was this round, I ended up having to re-go in the Discord and re-live stream. So I ended up just AFKing for like 3 seconds. But yeah, we're pretty much just pumping here, and there's really not much going on. I mean, when you're playing a Windwalker, you're just kind of just pumping the entire game. I think we ended up killing this guy pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure, maybe not though. We'll see. Let's see here. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just getting feared over and over again, which is how a lock should be doing. I end up kicking him. We end up double kicking. He kicks and then I kick after, which is like the worst thing you can do in life. I end up just pumping him here, using as much damage as possible. I got right through his dark bag like instantly because the dampening's getting there, and that is just how it goes. And we end up getting a good mind game, so I end up just chasing him and I take him out. And there's nothing you can do about that. I slow him, I root him, and I end up getting the touch here. So he ends up trying to get away, touch of death. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this.